Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Please make sure you're subscribed. We are so close to 1K. So originally I wanted to film a life update, and I posted on Instagram that some of you asked me, whoever saw the post just asked me some questions of like, what do y'all want to know and everything. Y'all came up with the craziest questions and it caught me so off guard. Y'all did amazing. Like, honestly, the questions were brilliant. They had nothing to do with the life update, which is fine. I'm going to give you all a life update as a separate video, so I'll film it after this. But the questions were so good, so I like really want to just make them a video of their own. So I'm kind of gonna do like just a little Q&A tag, and then you guys can just like get to know me a bit better, I guess, because these questions are very some of them are very intimate, and I don't know what's going on with my hair, and some of them are just like, I don't know where you guys pulled these out of. They were amazing. Like, I was like, what? I really had to sit back and like think, like, wait, let me think about this for a second. I never even thought of that. So thank you so much to everyone that left comments or was able to leave them in time and all of that. Some people did message me privately with questions as well, so I'll put in what I can. I'm going to try and answer them all. So I think this is going to be quite long. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first question I got is, how has it been raising boys? Any tips for parents to be? So raising boys has been a roller coaster. They are so busy. Oh my goodness, they are so busy. Like, you're forever fixing a bump or a bruise or a scar or something. Boys are just insane. They're literally at that age now where they just fight with each other over everything, and yet if you shout at the one, they'll run to their brother. Like, it's so crazy. Like, there's just at such a weird phase now. Orion is just talking so much. Orion is my youngest. He's turning 4 this year. He is talking my head off. I literally can't keep up. Everything is a why, where, who, what. If he sees anything, he wants to know where did you buy it. If he sees something, he wants to know whose is it. Like, he's just constantly with the questions, and I'm so tired. But he's also at a very cute phase now. Miles is now very like chilled. He's calmed down quite a lot. He's now turning 7 this year. He started grade 1, and I think it's like more than he expected, but it's been a roller coaster. But let me tell you, like, there's no love for a mom like the love from her boys. So yeah, raising 2 boys has definitely been a roller coaster. I think it'll get better and get worse at different phases of their lives, but up until this point, definitely a lot of bumps and bruises. I definitely suggest being very active, because they need a lot of running around and wrestling, and they're just like, they'll think you're a jungle gym. Boys are a lot, and they eat a lot. Like, I was just talking about it this weekend. Like, I can't believe how much food they eat at the age that they're at now, because you'd think that like that stuff would only start like at the teenage stadium. Like, no, these boys literally eat 24/7. So yeah, boys are a lot. So just, that's my you're asking for tips. Tips for parents to be. I think like my main tip is always be open to everybody's advice, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to take everybody's advice. But always be open to listening, because you never know when you're gonna hear something that might actually work for you. But just because someone gave you advice, never feel obligated to have to do it. Even if it's a mom or a dad or an auntie or an uncle or whatever. But never put someone down when they're trying to give you advice, because you never know when you're going to hear something that might just help you in a very difficult situation. I think that would be my tip. And also, I always say this, and I'm going to say it again. It's like, do what makes your life easier. Don't try and raise your kid to fit into a book, or because this person did this you have to also do it, or because that one was potty trained at a certain time that's when you need to potty train your child, or just because that person's not co-sleeping with their child doesn't mean. Do whatever makes your life easier, because at the end of the day, if it's easier for you to co-sleep with your child, co-sleep with your child, because you need to rest also. Now you're stressed because you have to fit in with society or the people around you, you're going to end up suffering at the end of the day. So make sure that you are just doing what is easier for you, what helps you to balance everything out. So be open to advice, but you don't have to take everything, and make sure you're doing what makes your life easier. So yeah, you'll find a balance eventually, so just give yourself time. So that would be my tips. Then the next question is, how have you been and what are you looking forward to this year? So I've been really good. I've been up and down. January, for some reason, I was struggling. Mostly like nothing bad happened. There's no like negativity. I just felt really tired and exhausted. I think there was a lot of emotional things that happened last year as well as in December itself. So for me in January, I was just like completely emotionally drained. I was completely like my energy levels were so low. I was struggling to function, struggling to keep my eyes open. I'm doing a lot better now, but I'm taking my time and allowing myself to like come back at my own pace. But right now, for now, I am doing really, really well. I'm in a very good mental space. I'm just really good. I'm actually really good. I think I'm better than I've been in a very long time. So yeah, what am I looking forward to this year? Oh, there's so much. We have 2 really big trips coming up this year that I'm so excited for, but you guys will get to know what's happening closer to the time. It's still a bit of a while away. And then I'm super that. Oh, I'm so excited. And then I'm turning 30 this year. I'm still not sure if I'm excited about it or not, but it does feel like a really big step. I feel like I've changed a lot, so yeah, but I'll get more into that in the life update. But that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to my kids' birthdays. I'm looking forward to enjoying the people around me. A lot of my mindset has changed this year, so I feel like I'm realizing where I fit in, and it excites me to see where those relationships are going to develop to. And yeah, we have a lot of goals this year, so I'm very excited to start like hitting them off the list. I'm very excited for that. So there's a lot I'm excited for this year. And yeah, but you guys will hear more in the life update because there's actually like a lot going on. So but there's quite a bit I'm excited. I'm actually excited for the year in general, because last year was really, really tough for me. So I think this year can only get better. So yeah. And then on that note, are you looking forward to turning 30? I don't know. I kind of like, a part of me feels like I'm going through a bit of like a midlife crisis, like early, because I feel like I can't fathom the fact that I'm 30. I still feel like I'm 19, and I still don't understand how I have children when I still feel like a child at heart. But I think a lot of us millennials are struggling with this right now. And yeah, so I don't know yet. I feel like there's definitely a big change happening within me. I'm becoming somebody else, and I think it has a lot to do with my age and like leaving a lot of stuff in my 20s. A lot of like things, habits, the way I like treat people and receive things. There's a lot of change coming, and I can feel it, and makes me a little bit anxious, and I do think it has a lot to do with turning 30, so I'm a little bit nervous, I think. But yeah, I don't know, if you turn 30, like, did you feel very different from like your 20s to your 30s? I don't know, you tell me. Okay, and then what is the best thing about where you live? For me, where I live, I always loved this area because I always felt like it was a great place to raise children. It's very safe and it's very quiet. besides the on and off construction happening currently in our complex. But besides that, it's very peaceful, very quiet, and there's a lot to do in this area, and it's kind of like in the middle of like two cities. I'm literally like between Pretoria and Johannesburg, so it's like the perfect middle ground to like have the crazy busy Joburg and then like the peaceful Pretoria. Like it's the middle ground. So that's what I think I like the most. The area we live in is very peaceful, very safe. So yeah, to raise kids, it just feels like the perfect. Okay, I had a bit of an interruption, but I'm back. Is there anything that you would change about yourself? I feel like physically I would change a lot, but I think all of us have our like insecurities that we love to change. I would like to get rid of my mom belly. I would definitely get lip filler if my husband would allow it. I would want clearer skin. I'm working on it, but I still want clearer skin. And yeah, that's probably about it. But myself, internally and emotionally and all of that, I don't think so, okay? Because at the end of the day, like, even with everything that I've gone through, the person that I am, I have no regrets, because even though I've been hurt so many times for being like too considerate of other people or giving more than I receive back and things like that, I still feel like I'm proud of who I am, and I wouldn't change who I am internally. I think the only thing I would maybe want to change is that, like, I wish I wouldn't cry when I was angry. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I wouldn't, because when I get really, really angry, like, I instantly cry. It's just like, it just happens. But I think that's the only thing I would change. But besides that, like, I like who I am as a person. I know where I stand with myself, and I wouldn't change any of that. So yeah. Okay, next question. This year, what or which fear would you like to overcome? So this one I struggled with a bit, because I don't fear a lot. I do have like some phobias, like spiders and insects and those sort of things. But in terms of like physical fears, there's nothing that I have that I could like easily overcome just like that. I don't have like a fear of heights or a fear of like the sea, or like, I don't have any of those type of fears. I think my fears are like more, I would say, like emotional, like, or I don't know, like my biggest fear in life would be if something happened and I couldn't like scream for help. That would be like one of my biggest fears. But other than that, I don't feel like I fear a lot. Phobias, yeah, sure, like all sorts of creepy crawlies and stuff, but I am not looking to get over that. They just need to like stay out of my way, then we're good. Like, do you, bro, I'll do me. Like, let's just like I'm not looking to get over that or even try to get over that. No, thank you, I'm good. But that's more of a phobia than a fear. So yeah, in terms of fears, trying to overcome fears, there isn't really anything that I would say is something that I could easily get over, like now. I don't fear anything like heights or water or swimming, or like anything that I could be like, oh, let me go and try this. Like maybe bungee jumping. Maybe I'll see about getting over that. That's a bit of a fear for me, but it's more of a fear of like dying and leaving my children behind. That's more of the fear. But that's not something I could overcome. But maybe I'll try bungee jumping. I'll think about it maybe this year. But I'm quite adventurous. I'm surprisingly adventurous. Like, I really, really want to go swim with sharks, and like I like to put myself, I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I love putting myself in situations that like roller coasters, and like I say, I'd love to swim with sharks and put myself in situations that like pique my adrenaline. So fear is not really such a big thing. It's only for some reason bungee jumping scares me a bit, but I think it's because I've seen some videos that are like quite intimidating. So yeah, maybe that'll be the thing that I overcome this year. We'll see, but I'm not like forcing anything like that. So yeah, and then if you had a time machine, what year would you go back to and why? Honestly, like, I wouldn't want to go back anyway to any other year of my life. I'm very content where I am now. I've worked very hard to get here. I'm sorry if there's noise in the background. We have construction. I don't think so. I think maybe I'd only want to go back and like see my granny because she passed away a long time ago. I think that's the only, and that year would have been 2005, I think, before she passed. 2004, 2005, somewhere there. So I think that's when I'd go back just to see her. But besides that, like, I really wouldn't go back for anything else. I'm good, bro. Like, let's just keep moving forward. Like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to revisit my past at all. Like, no thank you. So yeah, and then next question is, how do you get time to be a wife, a mom, a content creator, and a friend? Now, I actually didn't know how to answer this question because it feels like a weird question to me, but when I said it to my mother-in-law, she said something interesting, and she said, but that's your life. And I'm like, you're so right. It's not that I have to find time for all these things. It is my life. I'm a wife all the time. I'm a mom all the time. I'm a content creator all the time. And I'm a friend all the time. Like, it's not that I have to try and balance it each to have, like, it's just who I am. So I would say, like, I think because I know who asked this question. I think because she just like had a little baby, that's why she's asking. But I think it's about just giving enough of yourself to everything, and doing what makes you happy. So if being with your friends make you happy, but this is another thing, when you have a child or have children, like, you need to find the people that can relate to you. Like, our best friends have kids, and the kids are the same age, so we know that when we're together and we're with each other as friends, we're still being moms and dads, and the kids are still there, and we're all together with our children. So it's not like I get to just be a friend without being a mom. Like, we're being moms and friends all at the same time. I'm making content right now, the kids are at school, like, you know, that's where I find the time. And then when I'm done, I have to go and work. Like, it's just, this is my life. And so, like, you do find time for the things that you care about, but it's somehow like it finds its balance. If it matters to you, it'll find its balance. So just also allow yourself time to figure all these things out. Like, you don't have to be able to do it all at once. You're gonna have days where you just like you just feel like you can't be a mom. You're gonna have days where you just like don't speak to your friends. You're gonna have days where you just can't make content, or months where you can't make content, and you're gonna, like, sometimes you just don't want to work, but you know you have to. Like, you have to put other stuff aside, and you just kind of have to give yourself time and to find out how to do it. I am, though, someone that is always busy. Like, I am literally always doing something. It's very rare of me to be sitting and doing nothing. My weekends are always fully booked, fully packed. Like, I'm very busy. I'm a busy person. So I guess that's really how. There's no time to relax. We are moving. There are things to do, people to see, and memories to be made. Like, that's just the type of person I am. So yeah, that's basically how it is. It's just, this is my life. Like, I don't specifically go and try and make time for each thing. I'm always everything. So yeah, it does get exhausting, it does get overwhelming, but like, you just move. Like, you don't think about it, you just do it. And that's kind of how that is. Then next question, do you have a routine on where you get time to take care of yourself? This question I thought was really interesting because it's also from the girl that just had a little baby, and I'm sure, like, it's something that you do struggle with a lot after you have your kid, especially your first kid. But I thought about this, and I realized that after I had my first child, I also thought, like, all I want is just like 1 hour. Can someone just like take the child so I can just have like 1 hour to myself? Like, that's all I need is 1 hour. But the truth is that you have to change your mindset. I realized that it's not about just having that 1 hour with the child. Now, I am very lucky. Don't get me wrong, I have a very involved partner. But if you don't have a very involved partner, you need to find that person that's gonna, if it's a friend or a mom or a cousin or auntie or whoever, that can help you with those sort of things. Like, I realized that the times that I needed were not just times to do nothing. It was like, if I wanted to go take a bath, that would be my hour alone. If I wanted to in the mornings get done and do my skincare routine, that's my hour that I needed alone. If I didn't want to cook and I just wanted to sit on TikTok, that would be my hour. You know what I mean? And I have a partner that's willing to be like, okay, you know what? You want to go take a bath? Go. Like, I'll sort the kids out. You want to get done in the mornings, it's fine. I'll wake up first, I'll get the kids done, you take your time and get ready, but when you come down, you're gonna pack their lunch, you're gonna get them ready for school, you understand? So I still have my things that I do, as every mom does. It's just he allows me that time to say, get ready, do it like on your own time. That was the times that I needed. And the moment I changed my mindset to say like, okay, this is my time I take for myself, the bath, the shower, the getting done, even though to most people it will seem like everyday things, to me those are my moments alone. In those moments I take to breathe. When I make content, that is where I get to like have my me time. And the moment I changed my mindset to realize that me time is not about being alone and doing nothing, it's about being able to do what you need to do without having the children like kind of be on your back, like nagging you. So the moment I realized that, it made me feel like, okay, I do have moments, I am taking care of myself. It changed a lot for me. So I think it's all about realizing, if you're saying you want time to take care of yourself, what is it that you're wanting to do in that time? Because if it's just lay and do nothing, like, you can do that when your kid's asleep. You can do that when your child's at school. Like, you can find time to do. Like, that's not difficult. You can stay up an hour later at night and have that time to lay and do nothing. But is it stuff that you physically need to do to take care of yourself? Is it skincare? Is it just to do your makeup? Is it to have a bath or to take a shower or like just clean and do laundry? Like, people don't see that as their me time because they're actually busy with something. But if you change your mindset and say, this is actually my me time, it's something I enjoy doing, I like feeling like I look good, so me taking time to get ready and to do my skincare, that is my me time. And the fact that the kids can be just dealt with for that 30 minutes to an hour, I'm going to appreciate it and enjoy that moment. It will change a lot for you. I hope that makes sense as I'm trying to explain it. But just figure out what is it that you want to do in your me time. Is it to go out and party? Because that's where it becomes more complicated. There's a certain level of like selflessness that you have to have when you have kids. You don't get to put yourself first anymore. You don't get to do the things you did before you had kids. Unfortunately, there is a period of mourning you have to go through because you are no longer, and nor will you ever be, the person you were before you had children. So your mindset is the only way to get through it. Change your mindset, find a way, and you will get through it, and you will find the time for yourself in the little things. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. What have your new reads been? I bought a book in December and I've literally read one chapter. Girl, relatable. I literally have started 2 books and I haven't finished them. I don't even know where the other one is. Like, I am slacking on reading. I'm currently busy with The Beast of Prey by Bob Wilson or something. It's about a Kruger National Park. I'm a little bored with it, so I'm struggling. And I recently just got another book from my mother-in-law called Lipstick Jungle. Let me show you. This book from my mother-in-law called Lipstick Jungle, and I think it's Candice Bushnell, the lady from Sex and the City, I believe. So I'm going to try and read this one and see if it attracts me more than the Kruger National Park story, because I'm bored as hell with that book. So the moment I get bored, like, I just like won't pick it up again. This is the problem. So this is currently where I'm at. Don't judge me, but I have already been slacking for the year. I want to read again another 6 books this year, so I need to get it up and running. I'll read if you read, so let's do it together, okay? Let's start today. And then, so yeah, that's it for books. Don't judge me, okay? Last year, for some reason, was way easier to read. For some reason, this year's already been hella busy, so, but I will do it. We will do it. So let's get reading, okay? But yeah, nothing for me so far. I haven't gotten through any books so far, so yeah. What is the best part about being married? I feel like everybody has a different answer for this. It's going to depend on you as a person and the partner that you're with and all those things. But for me personally, like when I actually sat and thought about this, it was just like feeling safe. I think for me that is the best part. Like it's not about anything else for me. It's just like feeling safe. And I think with him, like, it's just like I feel like there's always someone that's gonna have my back. There's always someone that's going to be there. I don't ever have to feel like alone while with someone, you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people tend to still feel alone when they're in a relationship. Like with him, I never get that. I always feel like I'm safe. I feel like I'm taken care of. I feel like motivated to want better and to do better for myself because I'm in an environment where I feel like it's safe to be who I am. Even if I can't be myself with everyone, I know that with him I can fully be myself, and that he's not gonna just up and leave because we've already come so far, you know. I mean, we don't know what the future holds, but like I don't feel that way at all. I feel safe, you know. That's what's the best part for me about being married. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just I feel safe. So yeah, everyone has a different answer. I asked my mother-in-law this as well, and her response was that she's never felt love like the love she feels with her husband now. She's never felt loved the way he loves her. Like, you know what I mean? So everyone has their own answer for this, but for me personally, the first thing that came to mind was that I feel safe. Like when I'm in his arms, I'm safe. Like that's the best part for me. Next question. What's one thing you cannot live without? This question was so hard for me. Like, y'all don't even understand. This question was so hard for me because I'm literally like, I've grown up, and even in my adulthood, I have watched my mom bounce back from zero so many times. I've literally like seen that woman end up with nothing and still bounce back every single time. And I thought about it and I was like, you know, the obvious answers would be my kids, my husband, but I don't think I actually agree with this, and I could be wrong and my mind could change possibly in the future. But the way I feel about it right now is that I would never want to put that pressure on my children to make them feel like I couldn't live without them, because at some point they need to grow up and move on and have their lives, and I don't want them to feel like they have to worry about me when they're gone. Like, so I would never want to put that type of pressure on them. So I would never say I can't live without my children. I would never want to live without my children ever. Like I hope that we have an amazing relationship and we are always there for one another, but I would never say that I cannot live without them, because I would never want to put that type of pressure on them. And then like I want to say it about Marco as well, like, okay, I could never live without my husband. However, I don't think that's true, because I have lived without him before. We weren't always in each other's lives. Like, I don't think I physically cannot live without him. These would be the deep answers, by the way. So yeah, so I physically feel like I don't feel like there's anything that I like literally could not live without. Like, I would survive. Like, that's literally how I feel. However, if I had to think of it like in a lighter way, like, is there something I need like materialistically that like I'd be like, oh my god, if I lost this I wouldn't survive, like, you know, it would probably be my phone. The truth of the matter is it would probably be my phone, because like that's what I'm on 24/7. It's literally my life. So yeah, that's how I think I would answer it. But like if we had to get really deep, I don't think like there's anything I couldn't live without, because I've been in place, like everything I have now I didn't always have, whether it be people, like partners, kids, what I've lived without all of that at some point. And I think like even though I wouldn't want to live without any of these things, or anything that I've gotten my life to right now, I still think that like I'm a strong enough person to know that if it had to happen, I wouldn't stop living. Because especially with my kids and my husband, if I had to lose them, as hard as it would be, I know that they wouldn't want me to stop living if something happened to them, and I would feel the same. Like I wouldn't want them to stop living if something happened to me. You push, you move, you carry on, and you like, it will get better, it will get easier. Like, just that question for me was very difficult. It took a lot of time for me to actually think about it, because I don't think I've ever thought about it before, and I realized that that's how I feel. Especially with my children's situation, like I would never ever want them to feel like I couldn't live if they had to move on or carry on with their lives or whatever it may be, you know? Like I would never want to put that type of pressure on them. And like this is something I realized last night. Yeah, that question to me was an interesting one. So I actually would like to challenge you, if you're watching this, like tell me, how do you feel about this question? Do you have something you think you could not actually live without? Or do you also feel like you just keep going? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? We never think about these things. So yeah, good question. Next is, what is the best thing that happened to you so far? The best thing that ever happened to me would be Marco, my husband. I would have never ever in 100 years dreamt that I would be where I am in my life right now, that I would have experienced things that I've experienced in my life, positively, negatively, all of the jazz. I never thought I would. I never wanted to get married. I like always knew I wanted to have kids. I never wanted to settle down, never wanted to get married. And then he came and like changed everything. And even though like we've been through an entire lifetime together, and ups and very far downs and very far ups, a lot of the most amazing things that have happened to me because of him. So yeah, even my children are because of him. Like the kids we have today are because of him. Like, so he is definitely by far the best thing that's ever happened to me, like by far. The house we live in, the life we live, the opportunities we get, our beautiful children, the experiences that I've like gotten to experience, the places I've been, like all of it is because of him. So yeah, he is honestly the best thing that ever happened to me. So yeah. What do you do to zone out and come back to yourself when everything is crazy around you? For me, it's take a bath. Like when I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed or tired or negative, the best thing that I can do is go light a candle, pour a bath water, put in some bubble bath or bubble bath cream, put in coarse salt, and listen to music and just lay there and kind of detox from the world. That is my absolute favorite thing. And it's so funny because I was never a type of person that enjoyed like laying in the bath. I always like showered and stuff, but that to me is my favorite thing, to completely zone out. I get to go through all my thoughts as if it's like a filing cabinet and actually think about them, think about what's happened during the day, and like break everything down and just like figure out if I'm just being dramatic about certain situations or if my feelings are actually quite valid. Like break it all down for myself before I go and like do anything about it. So definitely when I'm feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, and and everything just feels like too much, my favorite thing is just to take a bath. And I will probably lay in the bath for like 2 hours. So usually like when Marco goes to bath the kids, then I sneak away and I go get in the bath, and then they come to the room, and the kids at that point want to just watch TV and like chill and do whatever, and I can just literally lay for like 2 hours in the bath and just like till the water gets cold, and that's what I do to completely zone out. So yeah, that's the thing that works best for me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Then next question is, what are your top 3 favorite holiday dream destinations? I love this question. I've always wanted to go to Greece. Don't know why. I think it's got to do with like watching Mamma Mia probably when I was a teenager, but it's been stuck with me. So Greece is definitely on one of my top 3 dream destinations. America. I know America's not that great, like I get it, you know, however, like there's places in America that I'm dying to go, places I want to shop, places I want to eat at, food I want to try. Like America is hella up there for me, like dream holiday destination. Specifically places like New York, Florida. I would love to try Texas one day. There's a lot. But America's big on my list, and Greece. And then recently realized that I really want to visit South Korea. I always thought that it was Japan that I wanted to go to, but I realized that it's not Japan. I want to go to South Korea. I want to go to Seoul. I really want to experience that. Those are my 3 top destinations. Seoul, America, or let me say Korea, South Korea, America, and Greece. Those are my 3 top holiday dream destinations that I'd like to still try out. So yeah. And then we had another one here, just hold. Okay, so this one is a bit crazy. So this one is a bit deep as well, and this will help you guys understand a lot, especially if you're new to my channel. Firstly, she says, I'm curious, what do you do for a living? So I am a senior financial administrator at a very small company, and I also am a social media, what was the title they gave me? I can't even remember what is the title they gave me, but basically I do social media and training for a insurance company as well on the side. That one is a bit like unpredictable, and then I'm doing YouTube, but I can't say it's for a living yet. Come on guys, subscribe. But yeah, I have 2 jobs. Those are my 2 jobs that I do, and then I also will help out with my mother's photography company on and off, and I'll also do makeup on the side if I really need like an extra income. If you're curious about what Marco does, Marco is a graphic designer for a cybersecurity company. He also does tattoos on the side, as you can tell. So he's a tattoo artist, and he's also an artist, like paintings and graphic art on the side as well. He also helps out with the social media marketing that I do for the insurance company. So yeah, we have a lot of like little hustles. So yeah, that's basically what we do. Then she asks, most of the time you're on vacations with your family, how do you do it financially? So, and this ties into the next message, which she says, how did you manage to buy such a beautiful house at your age? Okay, so this is where I really want to speak to you guys. Social media is fake. Like you'll really need to understand that social media is fake, because at our age, I'm 29 turning 30, Marco's 33 turning 34. We could never in 100 years have afforded to buy this house at our age, and we could have never afforded to go on the vacations if it was on us alone. Okay, okay, so basically with the house, when Mark and I got together, he was staying in a flat in Sunnyside. We moved in together. They decided to sell the building that we were living in, and we moved to his cousin, and eventually found like a little flat in Pretoria, Far East, that we were staying in. 2-bedroom, small little flat, very nice, loved it. Okay, after Miles was born, we decided that we needed a place with a yard because we have a boy and he's starting to walk and we want him to have some space. So Mark and I decided that we were gonna buy a place, but we were gonna buy a small little townhouse, also 2-bedroom, nothing crazy. We could afford to do that. That's what we could afford at the time. So that's what we were gonna do. So we started looking at places. Marco's parents lived overseas. Marco's parents are fairly well off. They've done well for themselves. They work very hard, okay? They then decided every time they come to visit, they come for like a month or 2 at a time, and they stay in these little, or these B&Bs or hotels or whatever, and it's costing them a crazy amount. So they said, seeing as we're trying to buy a house and they also need somewhere to stay every time they come, why don't we put together and build this house together? And we build the house of our dreams, and then when they come from overseas, they'll stay here, they'll have a space of their own, and we will have a house as well to live in forever that will be passed down to our children. We then agreed. It's been an ongoing 3-year, 4-year situation of trying to get this house done. But basically the reason we can afford the house we have and afford to stay in the area we stay is because we are doing this together with his parents. So please don't ever think that just because you'll see us in this big house that we're balling. Like, it's not the case. Like, you never know the backstory of what people are going through on social media. So please don't compare yourself and think that when you reach this age you need to have everything like we have, for example. It doesn't have to be like that. Our circumstances have just worked out this way, and we are so grateful and lucky to be in the situation we are in at our age. But yeah, like I said, without his parents there was no way we would have been able to live in the house that we live in now. So yeah, then on that, the vacation situation, that again leads into his parents. His parents are huge travel lovers, and we have such an amazing relationship with them. They love to, if they've experienced something amazing, they will always be like, oh my god, you guys would love this. And if the opportunity arises, they will be like, come with us, let's go again and experience this together, because we want y'all to experience this. That's how the vacations happen. The other thing also is that my father-in-law is from Italy. He has a house in Italy and we have family in Italy from his side. So if you'll see that we go to Italy a lot, that is why. It's literally because it's like a second home, you know? It's where he's from, it's where our family is, it's where there's a house there, all of that. So that's why we have been to Italy twice already, and we probably will go a few more times. It's family, okay? So that's how that situation happens. But in terms of like financially, our children take up majority of our finances. Like the kids, literally between school, uniform, like activities, all of that, they take up majority of our finances. And then obviously our debt, our contribution to like the house, and all the things thereof, that's where our finances go. So if it wasn't for, again, like I say, if it wasn't for Marco's parents, a lot of these things that you guys get to see, the house, the vacations, all of that would not be possible. However, Mark and I are working very hard to hopefully one day reach a point where we are able to do all of those things on our own as well. So yeah, please don't ever compare yourself to the things you see on social media. There's always a lot of backstory behind it, like this is just mine. So yeah, so that's how we're able to do it all. So we are very grateful for his parents. They do allow us to really discover ourselves in a different type of life. So yeah, that's kind of how that happens. We are very grateful for them. We really are. I'm grateful for everything they've ever done for us and the opportunities and experiences that they've provided for us. You know, some of my best memories in life is thanks to them. So yeah, what more can I say on that? I hope it makes sense. I think the best thing you can do is just to keep striving and don't put a time limit on when you reach certain goals. Like, it'll happen for you when it's meant to happen, and you have your own things going on. So don't think just because I'm 29 with a big house, a car, kids in a whatever school, blah 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 blah, like that you also have to do that. It's not the case. Like, allow yourself time to develop these things when it suits you, and allow yourself to be open to the opportunity of receiving, because I think, especially like in our culture with colored people, pride is a big thing, and they always feel like, I'd rather do it on my own, I'm not accepting help from no one, I don't want nothing from my parents, da, 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 da. And the truth of the matter is that, like, you can't put something out into the universe that you want, and then when it's being provided to you or given to you, you reject it, because then the universe is not going to keep giving it to you. So if the opportunity presents itself, allow yourself to take it. I struggled a long time with feeling like I deserved the things I got, or the life I had, or the experiences I was given. But I realized that, like, if you believe you deserve it and you work hard to deserve it and to feel worthy of it, then a point will come where you will feel like, okay, I can accept these things a lot easier, which I think is where I've gotten to now. Like, I put a lot of work into like our relationships and to make sure that I guess everybody's happy all the time, and yeah, so I do feel like it took me a lot of time to get out of that pridefulness of like not being able to accept the help, and now that I have, like, I wouldn't have changed it for the world, because the things I've gotten to experience have been out of this world, absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's what it is. And you must know that, like, everything I do for my children. So even if we chose to say no to this whole situation and get a little townhouse, whatever the case may be, it was about thinking, what is the best opportunity to give my children a life that I never had. And this is a stable home that they will live in for the rest of their lives. This is a it's a, I don't know how else to say it, like, it's just about giving my kids stability and whatever comes with that. So yeah, that's the gist of it. This video is way too long, so that is all the questions. I believe I got to everyone. I don't think I missed anything. So yeah, I will give you guys a life update in another video, but for now, here's the Q&A. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, leave them down below and I will answer them for you, and I will see you guys in the next video. So bye.